when everything just got too much for her and her nose was by this point almost scraping the floor, Maeve decided she needed to go find her voice. She packed her single backpack, pulled on her boots, and off she set. Climbing mountains, crossing ravines, some of them very deep. Wading through streams, and exploring some very dark caves. At every point she would call out, "Hello!" And not once did she get her beautiful voice in return. She felt sad and deflated, and her feet were sore and aching, but something in her wouldn't let her stop, wouldn't let her give up. She decided to try one last stop. And after many days more, she arrived at the street where she'd grown up. She dragged her sorry feet to the large red door with a large brass 7 pinned in the centre. She knocked very gently, fearful anyone would actually answer, and then drew a deep breath of courage and knocked a little louder. The door flew open, and standing before her was a bright-eyed 7-year-old girl, smiling at her and asking her what she wanted. Her words stumbled, mumbling something about a lost voice. And then she was stumbling over the doorstep and found herself suddenly transported into the life of this beautiful 7-year-old girl, as she quietly took her by the hand and started sharing with her all the secrets of her life, the stories she loved, the pictures she painted, the puzzles she loved putting together. She was mesmerized and felt as if she was in a trance, until she felt a gentle tapping on her shoulder, and looking down into 2 large honeypot-coloured eyes, a small voice said, "This might be the piece you are looking for." A piece, a story, a recollection, and now an understanding. That clue she too had missed at the beginning of the story, and the realization that she had never cared about money or recognition. What is really important to you? All those years ago, she had not lacked courage. Rather, she had allowed another person's judgment define her and measure her until she could no longer hear her own voice. Her own voice, which repeatedly stood by her and spoke up for her in matters she cared about, and had never stopped doing so. Yet she had failed to recognize it and continue to hear it, simply because it too had silently stood up and said, "I don't want to stand up and demand recognition." many times in life do we measure ourselves by the expectations of life and society, thus crushing, blocking, and not allowing our natural voice, our true, authentic self to be heard and be shared? Maeve continued to be quiet, but with her head now held high and her beautiful voice loud and strong for herself and whoever cared to listen to hear.